Have you ever wondered if the man you're with truly sees a future with you? Sometimes, it's not in the grand declarations or dramatic gestures. It's in the little things, the subtle moments that reveal how deeply he's invested in you and your shared life. The truth is, men often show their commitment silently, without saying the words, "I love you" or "I want to spend my life with you" outright. They express it through actions, thoughtfulness, and the way they naturally weave you into their plans and dreams. In a world where instant gratification and fleeting relationships are everywhere, noticing these signs can make all the difference. You might think that only words matter, but often, the most meaningful expressions of love and commitment are quiet, almost invisible. These are the moments that show his thinking long-term, that he's not just here for today or tomorrow, but is imagining a lifetime with you by his side. From including you in everyday decisions to discussing future milestones, sometimes even jokingly, he's planting seeds of a shared life. He'll support your dreams without hesitation, remember the dates that matter most to you, and even make sacrifices just to see you smile. He's the one who naturally brings you into his world, his family, his friends, his routines, because he can't imagine living life without you. And it's not about perfection or grand romantic gestures. It's about consistency, attentiveness, and the emotional depth that quietly communicates, "You are a priority in my life." But here's the thing. Most people overlook these subtle signs. They wait for the dramatic declaration of love or the flashy proposal, missing the quiet proof that's been there all along. The way he talks about us in casual conversation, plans trips with you in mind, or opens up about his hopes and fears, these are all indicators that he's not just present for the moment, he's present for the long haul. He's emotionally invested, and is building a future where you are central, not peripheral. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to recognize these 15 silent signs, a blueprint for understanding a man's true intentions without relying on empty words or vague promises. You'll see how he communicates commitment through thoughtfulness, attention, and shared vision, proving that real attachment is often subtle, patient, and steady. If you've ever questioned whether he sees a future with you, these signs will give you clarity and confidence in reading the quiet language of love. So, pay close attention, because love doesn't always shout, it whispers. And these 15 silent signs, they are the whispers telling you he's building a life with you in mind. 1. He talks about us in everyday conversations. One of the most subtle yet powerful signs that a man wants a future with you is how naturally he incorporates us into his daily conversations. This isn't about grand declarations or forced statements. It's the little things he says that show he envisions you in his life consistently. For instance, when he talks about upcoming events, vacations, or even mundane daily tasks, he doesn't speak in the singular. He includes you. "We should try that restaurant this weekend," or "I think we could do this together," are examples of how he envisions shared experiences. This is a sign of emotional investment because it shows that your presence matters to him even in small decisions. Men who are truly thinking long-term don't just see the relationship as temporary or casual. They naturally start planning their lives in a way that includes you. Even in challenges, he may say, "How can we solve this?" or "Let's figure it out together," signaling partnership rather than isolation. Over time, this consistent pattern reflects that his mind is always factoring you into his life, subtly building a shared vision of the future. He isn't forcing the topic but weaving it into conversation organically, which demonstrates both respect and genuine attachment. Paying attention to how often he uses "we," "us," or "our" can reveal how deeply he is committed to imagining a future where you are central. 2. He includes you in his long-term plans. A man who wants a future with you doesn't just live in the present. He actively considers you in his long-term vision. This might start with casual conversations about career moves, travel, or living situations, but it gradually becomes clear that he is planning life milestones with you in mind. He might ask your thoughts about relocating, investments, or major purchases, not as a fleeting curiosity, but because he genuinely wants your input for decisions that affect both of you. Even subtle things, like mentioning which city he sees himself settling in and gauging your opinion, are indications that he envisions a shared future. Another sign is how he talks about upcoming years. Does he speak in terms of I or we? Men who are emotionally invested will naturally lean toward we, indicating that he sees your life and his life as interconnected. Including you in long-term plans also extends to family, friends, and lifestyle decisions. For example, he may discuss holidays, celebrations, or social gatherings with you included, subtly communicating that he wants you to be part of all aspects of his life. Over time, these behaviors create a pattern. A man who consistently incorporates you into his long-term considerations is emotionally signaling commitment, attachment, and a desire to build a future together. It's not about pressure or urgency. It's about quietly envisioning life as a shared journey. 3. He asks about your goals and dreams. A man who is thinking long-term with you is genuinely invested in understanding your ambitions, passions, and life objectives. Asking about your goals and dreams is not just polite conversation. It is an emotional signal that he wants to align his future with yours. This shows that he cares about your personal growth and wants to support it, whether it's your career, education, travel dreams, or personal projects. He might ask questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or what's something you've always wanted to do? His interest isn't superficial. He remembers the details, checks in on your progress, and celebrates your achievements with enthusiasm. This consistent attention demonstrates that he imagines your future together and wants it to include your aspirations. Moreover, discussing your goals often leads to collaborative planning. He might brainstorm ways to help you reach milestones, offer resources, or simply provide emotional encouragement. A man who asks about your dreams is signaling that your happiness, success, and fulfillment matter to him because he envisions being by your side while you achieve them. It's a sign of emotional depth and attachment, showing that he sees your life as intertwined with his own, rather than separate or secondary. 4. He introduces you to important people in his life. A man who is serious about a future with you will naturally want to integrate you into the key circles of his life. Introducing you to family, close friends, or colleagues is more than a casual gesture. It is a silent affirmation that he sees you as part of his world permanently. When he introduces you, pay attention to the manner in which he does it. Does he speak proudly of you? Does he make you feel comfortable and respected in these new social settings? A man who wants commitment doesn't just throw names at you. He ensures you feel valued and welcomed. Introducing you to his inner circle signals trust. Family and close friends often represent the most important pillars of a man's life, and inviting you into this sphere indicates his envisioning long-term inclusion. Even subtle gestures, like speaking to his friends about your achievements or mentioning how you align with his values, show that he imagines you in his life beyond fleeting moments. This step demonstrates emotional attachment because he isn't hiding you. He is openly presenting you as someone significant. It also builds social integration, which strengthens the foundation for a future together. By introducing you to people who matter most, he communicates, without words, that he is serious about your relationship and sees you as an essential part of the life he is building. 5. He mentions living together or moving forward. A man who brings up living together, cohabitation, or any form of moving forward is quietly expressing a vision of the future that includes you. This isn't necessarily about pressure or rushing. It's about testing compatibility and subtly inviting you into shared life plans. When he discusses living arrangements, it often comes with curiosity about your preferences, routines, or habits, reflecting his interest in long-term harmony. Similarly, when he talks about moving forward, whether it's planning life milestones, career changes, or major decisions, he does so with the intent of shared progression. These conversations are powerful indicators that he is thinking strategically about life with you, not just enjoying the present moment. A man who imagines cohabiting or combining lives emotionally invests in a vision where you are integral. He weighs decisions with both your happiness and practical compatibility in mind, reflecting foresight and care. Even subtle references, like when we eventually move somewhere, or imagine us in a few years, reveal that he is envisioning an intertwined future. By mentioning these ideas casually and naturally, he tests the waters for long-term attachment and demonstrates readiness for commitment. It's a silent, yet strong, signal of emotional depth and future-oriented thinking. 6. He plans vacations or trips with you in mind. Planning trips and vacations together is a classic sign that a man envisions you in his long-term future. When he thinks about travel, he doesn't plan solo adventures or trips with friends exclusively. He imagines experiences that include you. This planning often reveals subtle but important details. He considers your preferences, comfort, and enjoyment while creating these experiences. For example, he might suggest destinations based on places you've always wanted to visit or activities you enjoy. These gestures indicate that he is mentally and emotionally placing you in his future scenarios. Planning trips together also reflects a desire to create shared memories, deepen the bond, and experience life milestones with you. It signals that he values quality time with you in significant ways rather than just casual dating moments. Moreover, the effort he puts into these plans, researching, budgeting, coordinating schedules, demonstrates prioritization and consideration. It shows that he is not only thinking practically but also emotionally about how your presence enhances his experiences. Over time, the pattern of including you in trips, getaways, or long-term travel plans becomes a clear signal that he sees you as an essential companion in both everyday life and extraordinary adventures, solidifying his vision of a future together. 7. He talks about financial or life decisions together. A man who wants a future with you won't make major life or financial decisions in isolation. Instead, he actively includes you in conversations about budgets, investments, career moves, or significant purchases. This is more than practical discussion. It's a reflection of trust and emotional commitment. By consulting you, he communicates that your opinions matter and that he envisions your input as integral to shaping his future. It also shows that he sees your lives as intertwined rather than separate, signaling readiness for shared responsibility. Men who involve their partners in life decisions are demonstrating foresight. They are already imagining a future where both your needs and aspirations are considered equally. These discussions often extend to larger life goals, like buying a home, moving cities, or planning for financial security. The way he approaches these topics matters. He listens attentively, values your perspective, and incorporates your suggestions into his plans. This behavior quietly proves that he respects your intelligence, judgment, and role in his life. Even if the discussions are casual or hypothetical, they reveal his long-term vision and the seriousness of his attachment. By treating you as a partner in both everyday and life-altering decisions, he signals emotional maturity, commitment, and a desire to build a life that centers around both of you. This is a clear and silent indicator that he sees a shared future with you. 8. He supports your ambitions without hesitation. A man who truly wants a future with you actively supports your ambitions and dreams without hesitation or self-interest. This means he celebrates your achievements, encourages your personal growth, and offers practical or emotional assistance whenever needed. He doesn't see your success as a threat. Instead, he genuinely wants you to thrive and envisions your goals as part of the shared life he is building with you. Whether it's pursuing a new career, learning a new skill, or chasing a personal passion, his support is consistent and heartfelt. He might offer advice, help you network, or simply provide motivation. But the common thread is that his support is unconditional. This demonstrates emotional attachment because he invests in your happiness and growth, not just the relationship itself. By prioritizing your ambitions, he shows foresight and empathy, indicating that he sees your dreams as intertwined with his own. Men who hesitate or minimize your goals are often not thinking long-term, but those who actively encourage and nurture your aspirations are silently signaling a commitment to your future together. Supporting your ambitions is a subtle yet powerful way of saying, "I want us to grow together, and your success is as important to me as mine." 9. He remembers important dates about you. A man who wants a future with you pays attention to the dates and moments that matter in your life. From birthdays and anniversaries to small but significant milestones, he remembers them and often acknowledges them meaningfully. This isn't about superficial gestures. It's about showing that he values your life and experiences, and that your happiness and emotional well-being are important to him. Remembering these dates reflects attentiveness and genuine care, He's mentally noting what matters to you because he sees your life as part of his long-term vision. Often, men who are emotionally attached will subtly plan celebrations, surprises, or gestures around these dates, not for praise, but to strengthen your bond and create shared memories. It also demonstrates that he invests energy into understanding and appreciating you as a person, not just as a partner. This level of attentiveness is an indicator of emotional maturity and attachment, signaling that he wants to be an integral part of your life over the long term. By remembering and honoring your important dates, he communicates that your relationship is meaningful and is envisioning countless shared moments in the future. 10. He discusses marriage or commitment subtly. A man who envisions a future with you doesn't always make overt declarations about marriage or commitment, but he drops subtle hints that reveal his intentions. These conversations might emerge naturally while discussing life goals, vacations, or even casual hypotheticals like, where would we want to live if we ever settled down? Or I can imagine us handling challenges together. The subtlety is important because it reflects thoughtfulness rather than pressure. He is testing the waters to see how you feel and gradually introducing the idea of a shared life. This kind of dialogue indicates that he is mentally preparing for long-term commitment and wants your input in shaping that path. Men who are emotionally invested often approach the topic with sensitivity, ensuring that the conversation feels collaborative rather than demanding. By weaving ideas of marriage, cohabitation, or long-term partnership into everyday discussion, he is signaling that he imagines a shared future without forcing it prematurely. This subtle approach reflects emotional intelligence and genuine attachment. It's a sign that he is serious about the relationship and wants to move forward at a pace that strengthens trust and mutual understanding. Over time, these quiet conversations about commitment demonstrate that he's not just living in the present, he's planning a life with you in mind. 11. He shows interest in your family and friends. A man who wants a future with you naturally extends his curiosity and care to the people who matter most in your life. He asks questions about your family, remembers details about your friends, and engages with them in meaningful ways. This behavior is a silent but powerful sign that he is serious about integrating himself into your world. By showing interest in your loved ones, he demonstrates that he respects your relationships and understands their importance to your happiness. Men who are emotionally attached often make genuine efforts to connect with your family and friends, not for approval alone, but to build a sense of unity and shared life. He might remember family traditions, inquire about birthdays, or support your friends in subtle ways, reflecting thoughtfulness and commitment. This attention signifies that he envisions long-term involvement, as he is laying the groundwork for a life where both your social and personal spheres are intertwined. Furthermore, a man who engages with your close ones respects your life outside the relationship, showing that he values the bigger picture rather than focusing solely on the romantic aspect. This level of emotional consideration is a clear indicator of his desire for a lasting, inclusive partnership. 12. He shares his future hopes and fears with you. A man who wants a future with you will often open up about his deepest hopes, dreams, and even fears. Sharing these personal thoughts is a sign of trust and emotional vulnerability, which are essential in any long-term relationship. When he talks about his aspirations, such as career goals, personal achievements, or life ambitions, he often frames them in ways that include you, showing that he envisions you as part of that journey. Similarly, discussing fears, whether about failure, uncertainty, or personal challenges, demonstrates that he trusts you to understand and support him. Men who are emotionally invested don't hide these aspects. They recognize that sharing fears and dreams strengthens intimacy and prepares the foundation for a committed future. These conversations are significant because they reveal his willingness to be emotionally transparent and collaborative. By including you in his emotional landscape, he is signaling that he sees your relationship as central to his life and future planning. Over time, the consistency with which he opens up about hopes and fears becomes a clear indicator of deep attachment and long-term commitment, demonstrating that he envisions a shared life built on trust, understanding, and mutual support. 13. He makes sacrifices for your happiness. A man who envisions a future with you will often make sacrifices, both big and small, to ensure your happiness and well-being. These acts aren't about grand gestures for attention. They're quiet, consistent demonstrations of care and emotional investment. For example, he might adjust his schedule to spend more time with you, compromise on personal preferences, or support your goals even when it requires effort or inconvenience on his part. Sacrificing for your happiness reflects empathy and long-term thinking because it shows that he prioritizes your needs alongside his own. Men who are genuinely emotionally attached understand that relationships are partnerships, not transactions. Every sacrifice, no matter how subtle, signals that he envisions your happiness as central to his life and future. Over time, these patterns of selflessness accumulate, creating a foundation of trust and emotional security. By making decisions that benefit both of you, he demonstrates maturity, commitment, and the desire to build a shared life where your joys and well-being matter deeply. 14. He talks about growing old together. A man who wants a future with you will naturally bring up the idea of growing old together, even if subtly or humorously at first. Comments like "imagine us 20 years from now" or "I hope we still do this when we're older" are more than casual conversation. They reflect emotional investment and a vision of long-term companionship. Talking about growing old together signals that he sees you as a permanent fixture in his life and is imagining the many stages of life with you by his side. Men who are serious about commitment don't just focus on the present. They anticipate a lifetime of shared experiences, challenges, and celebrations. Even light-hearted mentions of aging together reveal that he is emotionally anchored in the relationship and thinking about enduring partnership. This subtle yet profound behavior demonstrates that he values continuity, loyalty, and a shared future, making it one of the clearest indicators of deep attachment and long-term intent. 15. He prioritizes you when making big life choices. A man who envisions a future with you naturally places your needs, opinions, and well-being at the forefront when making major life decisions. Whether it's career moves, relocating, financial investments, or lifestyle changes, he considers how these choices will affect both of you. This behavior reflects emotional maturity because it demonstrates that he doesn't see the relationship as secondary. Instead, your happiness and compatibility are integral to his decision-making process. Men who prioritize their partners in significant choices are signaling commitment, trust, and long-term planning. It's not about compromising everything for you, but about balancing mutual interests while showing that he values your presence in his life. Over time, consistently factoring you into these decisions demonstrates that he sees the relationship as permanent and wants to build a life together based on shared goals, respect, and partnership. This level of consideration is one of the most reliable silent signs that he wants a future with you.